Thank you, and forgive my voice, guys. I just got done watching my Georgia Bulldogs win the national championship for the first time since I was born. So if it's a little hoarse, I was screaming for hours the other day. Let's see. So George Floyd, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland, right here in Charlotte, Keith Lamont Scott. You guys only know those names because of encounters with law enforcement that went horribly wrong. In the past few years, America has realized issues with policing in this country and with many communities around here. So the problem we're trying to solve here is well known already. We know that police violence and racial profiling happens every single day. In America, we have over 50,000 people that get pulled over on a daily basis. We also know that people can't have access to attorneys very quickly, and they can't afford attorneys as well. We know people have a lack of knowledge about their basic rights and the basic laws in this country. We know since 2016, we've had over a 43% increase in ICE raids in this country for immigrants. And we know just since the global pandemic, domestic violence rates have increased 25 to 33% globally. And Americans really need help in real time, and we don't have that solution. My name is Mbanjai. I'm the founder of Legal Equalizer, and we're the app that makes encounters with law enforcement safer for everybody involved. Now, how do we do that? So let me go that. So my background, I'm Davidson College graduate, and the reason I have experience in this, I've been stopped by police well over 115 times in my life, from the age of 12 to the age of 40. My co-founder is Corey Shaw. He's a CTO, Morehouse College graduate. He's built multiple apps, built medical apps for Emory University, as well as gotten all the certifications he's needed for any app stuff. Now, how does the app work to help your loved ones return safely? Let's say you get stopped by the police. You pull over Legal Equalizer. When it activates, you can hit a button. It says, I need help. Help for a police stop, domestic violence, immigration stop, active shooting, or just a general emergency. You hit police stop. It'll send a text to 5 people you've picked ahead of time that lets them know your exact location and what kind of emergency you're in and what to do. The next aspect of it is within the app, we now allow you to hit a button. You have a choice. You can record that encounter and keep a recording of that encounter on the app. What we've done is we've been more proactive since then. We've now created our own live streaming system where now those same people will hit that link, and those people can now view why you got stopped, see it, record it in real time. Now, within the app, we also have a couple other sections. Once again, Americans are poorly informed about their rights. So within here, we have everything from your Bill of Rights to laws for all 50 states. Everything from gun laws, DUI laws, reckless driving laws, marijuana laws. You name it, we've put those laws in, and we're in the process of now getting hyper-local with local ordinances, why people actually do get pulled over. You know, stuff like broken taillights and things with your bumper, all that other stuff. So that's one thing we've added. The second thing that we're in the process of doing, we're in the process of building our own secondary app, where you can now find an attorney in real time. So now if you get stopped, not only will your family and friends be able to see and hear why you've been stopped in real time, we're gonna make it where you can affordably find an attorney in that area. That attorney can now join that live stream, hear exactly why you got stopped, and give you real-time legal advice. And we've got attorneys that have agreed to do it for way lower than normal prices. So we know that right now in America, most people make about $26 an hour, but most attorneys charge anywhere from $200 to $400 an hour. So it's a big imbalance. So what we've had the attorneys agree to do is when you call them, they're going to charge you $50 for 10 minutes or $100 for 20 minutes, which is probably cheaper than the cost for the ticket that you're about to get anyway. So it makes it more affordable for the user, and for the attorney, it gives them prospective clients. So our competitors, so far, we don't really have anybody that does all the things we do right now. We have people that use Facebook Live, they do Instagram Live, they'll do Legal Shield, but nobody has combined every single thing all at once. And in the past year alone, couple of years, we've had over 5 times the growth. Right now, we're currently sitting over 500,000 active users. That chart's actually a little bit old, but we have 5,000 registered active users, 500,000 registered active users already. So we've had incredible growth over the past year with the company. Now, as far as monetizing the app, we're going to monetize the app in a few ways. One, from the attorneys, subscription model. They can have a basic plan as well as premium plan. Users subscription model as well, where you can have a family plan, parents can pay for their kids, or users can pay for themselves, or companies and schools could pay for their employees or students, so they don't have to worry about that cost, as well as the data and the software that we have on that as well. Our future roadmap looks simple. Next 2 to 3 months, we're gonna have the attorney app that's gonna connect that attorneys there, develop partnership with schools, campuses, police departments, municipalities, and businesses. In the next 4 to 6 months, we'll get to monetization. And the next 12 months, our goal is to now start connecting the app with Bluetooth dash cams. And then the next 2 years, we're gonna be integrating our app into car software where we can actually patent that software. So every car in America is now gonna have it where if you get stopped, just hit it on your big screen, your loved ones are right there, you have the list of attorneys, pick it up, the cop can see them, you can see them, everybody has it recorded, everybody is safe. The ask, we're asking for $500,000 for 10% of our equity. And what we're gonna be doing with that, a little bit under half of that is gonna be used for salaries. So with that, I can either hire 3 full-time people or 2 full-time and 2 part-time people. As well as we're gonna be using those funds to help build out that attorney app, as well as improving our current app to make sure the live stream gets even better. And then we're gonna spend about $100 grand on actually getting that software model as well, and other legalities and stuff. And that's it, thank you very much.
All right, great job. That's a ton of information in a very short period of time. And I think what I would share with all of the founders is in 5 minutes, you're not going to get anybody to take their checkbook out. I think what you want to do, and I think what you very successfully did, was say, I think I want to hear more about this. You know, this is all about getting that second meeting. In particular, I think you did a great job of framing the problem. You had data, you had real life examples, you had broader than, I'm a black man that's been pulled over more than 115 times. This isn't about you, this is about what the problem is from a societal standpoint. And so congrats on that. You did a great job of putting that all out there. The other thing that I particularly liked was when you said, this is how much money I'm looking for. I'm looking for $500,000 for 10% of the company, and here's what I'm going to use that money for. A lot of people say, I need this money to fund operations, but you had a very specific plan on what you were going to do with that. You know, I've got some questions about sort of usability and the dynamics of the interaction when you hit that button and what happens in that real-time situation. So one of the things I would throw in there, if I were you, is maybe some real-life examples. And you know, from a privacy standpoint, I don't know if you can do this, but if you can show one interaction that involved the use of the product, I think that would be kind of interesting to your to your recipients of your information. And I mean, you know, let's be realistic here. The people that you're pitching to, most of them don't have this problem. You know what I mean? And so, you know, that's something that you've got to, you know, take it to their level, for lack of a better term. So I want to let Laura chime in here too. But I think what I liked the best was how much information you got in 5 minutes, and you know how deeply you set the hook for. Oh, I want to hear more about this, because I personally think there's real potential there. One of the things I liked the best was integration to the car, so there's no gadgets to mess with. You just hit the button on your display. Anyway, well done.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello. A lot of the things I jotted down were similar to what Scott mentioned. You had me at the beginning, you know, with the current events and the state of, you know, the country right now when it comes to law enforcement, and so that was well done. I liked that you not only mentioned yourself but your team. I think it's important to recognize that it takes more than just you to pull this off. One of the questions I had was, I think Scott touched on it, was about that just initial engagement, kind of how that works, if you could clarify that maybe?
Yeah, so I tell people all the time, so I've got experience being stopped by police. So unless that police is the flash, he doesn't come to your car in 30 seconds. He's checking your tags and all that stuff. People just think that. So every time I get it, I have the app open and working. My mom and my friends will have that text message within the first 10 seconds. 5 to 10 seconds. It's that simple. I have the app is live. So, you hit it and literally text your contact, there it is, and they will have that text right there with my location of where I'm at. So it's got to hear it, 210 Delbert Street, so it's that quick for them to know. And so after that, once you send that text, literally the next button is hit either start recording or you hit the start live call. They'll get that second text. Other people in the area get a notification that says, I'm going live now, and they can now join that live stream as well. So all of it takes less than 30 seconds. So by the time that officer's at your door, your phone's just sitting there on your dashboard anyway, just waiting, for him to tell you why you got stopped and waiting for that. But that has been one of my biggest things I've had to think about is how quickly can we get that process through on that end of things. And that's why one of the reasons I want to integrate with current dash cams as well as integrating the software for automobiles as well, since every new car has a huge screen in the middle right now. So
That was the other thing I jotted down was Bluetooth, just, and you got to that later. My only other point, I think Scott and I were kind of on the same page with this one, was I liked the detail about how you would use the money at the end. I think that's important because that would also prompt more questions, I think, from investors to break that down a little bit. And I wasn't super clear on how the attorney piece would play into things.
So that's what I'll try to get that, but that's time.
Yeah.
So with the attorney side of things, what we would have then is we would have it where you would have a separate app. So have a Uber and Lyft have an app for the users and you have one for the drivers. So now you'll have one where the attorneys like them can, hey, I'm here at home on a Friday night. Let me make an extra $400. I can now turn on the app. Anybody gets stopped with even a DUI, I can be the attorney like, hey, you're super drunk, shut up. Don't say a word, and you can get paid $50 or $100 just sitting there. And so that's what we're in the process of building now, is that attorney app like that Lyft and Uber app. And also I should have put, we're about to get a partnership with the National Bar Association, which has about 70,000 attorneys nationwide. So we'll have that database with those guys and then some other attorney groups we've been working with as well.
Okay.
So is that, I'm sorry to interrupt
No.
Laura's time here.
No.
At first I thought the attorney portion of it is real time during the stop.
Right.
But later I started to think, no, that's for after to do follow up and figure out.
No, real time and after. So like I tell the attorneys, that's how we got them on board. It's real time during the stop. You can make money right there just by telling people to shut up, because that's what all of them say. We're just gonna tell them don't say a word. I was like, you can do that, but let's say that person gets arrested. Who do you think that they're gonna call if they now need help for that court case? Just a random attorney or the attorney that has a video and saw and heard exactly why you got stopped? So you now have that. And then with the targets on the attorney, so the pricing as well. So within the app we also built this thing where now if you had a ticket, you can actually take a picture of your ticket and we would then let you know your court date or when to pay that ticket off. So we have a higher section for the attorneys where, hey, that might actually be useful for me if I can find who in my county has tickets and I can maybe find a client that way or something like that. So that's another aspect of it as well.
Are you tracking user demographics and things like that?
Yeah, we're trying to do that as much as we can because sometimes you can't put certain things with Apple or Google or they're rejected, but we do have a lot of demographics in terms of where users are. If they put their age, sometimes it's optional because some of those things we can't make mandatory, so it's optional. And then we've got our analytics background because some people will log in with Facebook and other stuff, so that will give us more info as well through that as well.
I'm just curious from the standpoint of, the obvious demographic, African American, brown, minorities, but women.
Women and immigrants. We've had a huge one in immigrants. So I honestly get probably 2 to 3 messages a week from just immigrants asking me to help them with an immigration attorney. And so, because we had the app translated in Spanish as well. And so that was a big one. And then women for, like I said, the domestic violence piece, even we're about to use it for sexual assaults on campuses. So if you have a kid in school, if something's happening, they can silently hit that button and let their friends know, hey, I'm being assaulted. If you don't hear from me in the next 60 seconds, call police or call somebody to come check on me. So it's got that use case where you can do it for a few different things. The only reason I had the active shooting case was my friends who have kids after Parkland were like, can you put this where we know, hey, where they're at, and we can go help them immediately. And so there's multiple use cases where it doesn't have to be just for black or brown people, because we're not the only ones that get stopped or have issues with stuff like that. So it can be used for multiple cases, but policing and that stuff was at the forefront of when I started this.
Great job.
Thank you.